Hey everybody, so today I want to talk about Jack Eichel of the Buffalo Sabres. Now, it's no secret for those of you that follow the channel that I tend to shit on the Buffalo Sabres a lot, and I'm usually pretty hard on them, and some of their fans and I have certainly had some heated discussions about Buffalo and where they're at and how good or bad of a team they are. But there is no question about it that Jack Eichel is an absolute superstar in the NHL. And Buffalo, so far this year, is in second place in the Atlantic Division. And it is because of their captain, because of their best player, because of Jack Eichel. So before we get fully into the video, I just quickly want to remind everyone to please hit that thumbs up button and give the video a like. It greatly helps out the channel and is much appreciated. And if you're new and happen to be watching, please hit that subscribe button and follow along for all my hockey content this season. So Jack Eichel is an absolute superstar, and I still feel like he does not get the credit that he deserves. When we think about, the young players who have been picked in the top three the last, number of years, the guys that get all the hype, all the attention are Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews, Patrick Laine, and Jack Eichel is kind of the forgotten one. Second overall pick, extremely good player, played 1 year of college at Boston University and then right to the NHL. And Jack Eichel belongs in the conversation with all of those guys that I just mentioned. He is an absolute elite superstar player in the NHL, and I feel like he hasn't really gotten that credit that he deserves. And certainly, if you didn't think he was elite after his 82-point season last year, this year you have to. I mean, I don't care how much you don't like the Sabres or want to try and keep them down. Jack Eichel has 46 points in 33 games this year for Buffalo. He's on a 15-game point streak. Jack Eichel is the reason the Buffalo Sabres are in the playoff picture at this point. I mean, the next closest player on that team points-wise is Victor Olofsson, and he's at 29 points. He's got 13 goals and 16 assists. 11 of his 13 goals have come on the power play. 7 of his goals have come on the power play. 11 of his 29 points have come on the power play. So he's been a huge power play boost, but when it comes to the overall game or that team as a whole, Jack Eichel is that team. He is blowing everyone else away. He is by far their best player. He is their franchise guy. He is their captain. He is their superstar. And no one else on that roster even comes close. I mean, he's doing it with goal scoring. He's got 22 goals and playmaking. He's got 24 assists. And very good plus 15 rating so far this season. 46 points in 33 games, well over a point per game. Potential to have a 100-point season this year, quite honestly. Jack Eichel is an absolute superstar, and I just think he deserves the credit. I think people need to start talking about him more. People need to start putting him up there with McDavid and Matthews and Laine and these young guys who are getting all of this attention about how good they are, and rightfully so. They're all incredibly good players, but Jack Eichel is there with them, and I just don't hear his name talked about that much. I don't know if it's because he plays in Buffalo and the Sabres have not been good in recent years, or exactly why he's flying so far under the radar, but he shouldn't be. He is without a doubt one of the best young players in the league right now. And when you look at the standings and where Buffalo is at, I mean, there's one reason that they are where they are, in second place in the Atlantic Division, and that is Jack Eichel. Without him playing at this level, they wouldn't be anywhere near this. Now, Buffalo is in second place right now with 38 points behind Boston, who's at 46, and ahead of Montreal, who's at 36. Now, the Atlantic Division, Buffalo hasn't clinched anything yet. They're certainly not a guaranteed playoff team this year. They're not that whole division, the middle of that division, there are 5 teams within 4 points of each other. And it looks like most likely only 2 of them are going to make the playoffs, because it looks like the only 3 from the Atlantic are going to get in, and 5 from the Metro are likely to get in based on how this season has gone so far. So with that being said, you have Boston, who's clearly in first place by 8 points now, and that lead was much bigger. Boston's been struggling. They've lost 5 in a row now. But second place through sixth place, Buffalo's at 38 points, Montreal's at 36, Tampa Bay's at 35, Florida's at 35, and Toronto's at 34. That's 5 teams all fighting for essentially 2 playoff spots, maybe 3 at the absolute most. And all within 4 points of each other. Nothing is guaranteed yet. Buffalo, it's only December. They have not made the playoffs yet. But they've been playing much, much better in the month of December than they did in November. And they're starting to get on that upswing again and start to look good again. They're 16-11-6 on the season. They continue to be a dominant home team with a 10-3-3 record on home ice. Buffalo has been really, really good, and Jack Eichel is a big reason why. And he's leading that team right now. He is leading that team in every, points, his play on the ice, his leadership, his everything. He is doing everything it takes to make the Buffalo Sabres the best team that they can be. And I think he deserves a ton of credit for that. And we'll see how the rest of the season goes for Buffalo. Again, that division I think is going to be really, really tight all year long. And there are going to be some very disappointed teams on the outside looking in come playoff time. But right now, Buffalo's in second place. They got a number of teams hot on their heels, some good teams hot on their heels. But if they keep playing like this, they do have the chance to be a playoff team this year. And Jack Eichel, I think if he gets them to the playoffs this year, his stock and the attention paid to him will really start to go up. But I think it should be going up now. This guy is a legit superstar, a potential 100-point scorer this year, and a really, really dominant player for the Buffalo Sabres. So some credit is due in Buffalo, particularly to Jack Eichel. And as much as I like to shit on the Sabres a lot, I think they deserve the credit this time. And Eichel particularly deserves a lot of credit for what he's doing this season. So with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description below. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon and merchandise store are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.